Aaliyah and I were very serious. We talked about getting married.
What was your last conversation with her?
She didn't like the plane. I literally was like, don't get on it.
You also said that her death, it changed you, turned you into a monster.
It's a pain that you couldn't understand.
Our intention at first wasn't even to be in love. We were just really good friends, and we fell for real. It was almost an accident. My friend Natani brought me to this photo shoot in LA, and it was called like the It Girls, and we were talking about things about your soul and the evolution of your soul, and that was where our connection came. We developed a real friendship. She was one of those people that if she did something first, everyone followed suit, because she was a very forward thinker.
Now, not only do you have your self-titled album coming out, we just heard that you have been confirmed for Matrix 2 and The Matrix 3.
Yeah.
Oh my God, congratulations.
I feel so blessed because everything that I've always wanted is happening to me. And I just feel like I have so many places to go and so many things to enjoy.
But I've never seen anyone that was going to affect the world like she did, despite the fact that she went through a lot of bullshit, still very innocent and not jaded.
Hip-hop star R. Kelly did indeed marry his protege, the 15-year-old singer Aaliyah Houghton.
That was a headline. That was something talked about like it was normal.
Did y'all ever talk about it?
We talked about it up to the point where it hurt.
We were out on the road with Aaliyah. On a tour bus, there really aren't any confined spaces. So it just so happened we were all laying in our bunks when the door flew open on the bus.
What did you see?
Things that an adult should not be doing with a child.
You ever have beef with R. Kelly while you was with Aaliyah?
She just wanted it left alone.
And she didn't want to deal with the bullshit. Like the things that had happened in the past, she told me leave it alone. I would have to respect her wish no matter what. And her wish was leave it alone, let me heal, let me rest, I'm in love, let's just enjoy this.
As their relationship grew, everyone around them could see how much Dame and Aaliyah meant to each other.
You know, the thing was, she was gone a lot. So the time that we had together, it was like we appreciated it.
They were in heaven. Nothing from the outside really got in their way. And she was so happy. She was so happy.
It was like the first kind of time that she had found this kind of peace and happiness, and the same thing for me. I didn't know what being in love was. I didn't even understand what that feeling is. And I was able to really achieve that with her. So now I know what it feels like.
So you were in love with her?
Yeah. Completely.
What was your last conversation with her?
I didn't want her to do the video.
Which video?
She was shooting a video in Miami. And I had my son and my nephews with me. And, you know, she was very supportive. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna come down there. I'll bring the kids, make a vacation, work, the whole nine.
Remember she used to babysit you?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun with Aaliyah.
But when Aaliyah told Dame that she had to fly to the Bahamas to finish the video, he was desperate for her to stay.
I told her, like, I didn't want her to go, and that's kind of fucked up, because that was one of the reasons why she was in such a rush to get back. And even when she got on the plane, she didn't like the plane. So, like, one of our last texts was, I don't like the plane. And I literally was like, don't get on it. I literally was like, don't get on it.
And if I'd have been an asshole that day and really stood behind what I believed in, she wouldn't have got on that plane.
Hollywood lost a rising star with the death of 22-year-old R&B star Aaliyah.
Tell me about that day. Where were you?
I was getting my hair cut, and I was waiting for her. She was trying to get back really quickly because we were trying to see each other.
The small twin-engine Cessna erupted into a fiery nosedive just minutes after leaving the Bahamas, where Aaliyah was shooting an upcoming music video.
Your mother called. And, you know, she said she had a Fatima had called and said that there was a plane crash and Lee was in it, and once I heard it, I knew it was true.
My cousins and I all heard it, and there was like 10 of us. We were just all crying down the line. And then I saw my dad, and he was just devastated. I actually never saw him that low. I feel like emotionally he had hit rock bottom. It was probably like one of the worst days we ever had.
You also said that her death,
it
changed you, turned you into a monster.
Yeah. It made me fearless. Because I know what real pain feels like, and I've dealt with it. Can't be nothing worse than that. Everything that scared me is losing people I love, and everyone that I've really loved, I've lost. So what it's made me be the animal that I am is that I don't want to sit down and think about the things that are hurting me.
We actually have video at her funeral where you're very emotional. Remember that day?
I don't revisit it often because it hurts, but a lot was going on in that moment. I mean, I still had to get myself together and fight because there were things that were going on.
When an explosive documentary exposed R. Kelly, Dame came face to face with the pain he'd been holding back.
Allegations made by more than a dozen women in the surviving R. Kelly docuseries, accusing the singer of holding them captive, brainwashing them. Prosecutors say 3 of his alleged victims were minors.
I can't really talk about being abused. It's like, it brings back memories, and it's very painful to have to talk about it again.
I wish that Aaliyah's family would speak, because I think there are so many young black girls who've been hurt, that what it would mean to know that Aaliyah was hurt that way too.
I can't stress to you enough how people are still suffering behind things that went on 20 years ago.
You know, I watched some of it yesterday as much as I could tolerate. There was a girl, and when she was even trying to talk about it, she couldn't. Yeah. And I remember Aaliyah trying to talk about it, and she couldn't.
Executive producer of Surviving R. Kelly, Dream Hampton, says the music industry is still protecting the R&B star.
Everyone keeps looking the other way, period. Everyone has all these morals and principles, but when it behooves them, they look the other way, and I'm not cool with that. The test of honor isn't convenient. Honor is when it's inconvenient.
And this time, Dame had to face his pain so he could do what was right.
It's time for us to take responsibility for empowering and looking the other way all those years.
Aaliyah's former boyfriend, Damon Dash, is one of the first celebrities to publicly speak out against R. Kelly.
If people would have protected Aaliyah, so many other girls wouldn't have got touched. Aaliyah was like the sacrificial lamb for all that, because she didn't deserve none of that.
So this energy is in anger, this is energy for change. I want to change the way we look at rehabilitation from trauma, which is a prison. I want to change the way we heal.
After 20 years, Dame's fight for Aaliyah finally got justice.
Singer R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years behind bars after his conviction on racketeering and sex trafficking charges.
This is a significant outcome for all victims of R. Kelly, and especially for the survivors.
There hasn't been one day since she's passed, not one, in the 20 years that I haven't either heard her name, heard a record, or seen a picture of her. Every single day she's present in my life, and I feel lucky for that.
Every year the legend grows, and you were part of that legend. What do you think that people should remember about her?
She was the coolest. She still is. She was magic. I never thought I'd see that magic again.
By remembering Aaliyah's lessons, Dame built the legacy that mattered most to him.
What do you want to be remembered as, man?
As a warrior, I fight for what I love.